Hello everyone, welcome to Trains on Tuesday. Got my newest mug out today. Panama Canal Railway. Beautiful mug. Hibiscus, a toucan, palm trees, and most important of all, a locomotive right in the center coming straight at us. This mug courtesy of my good friend Rick, who recently took a trip on the Panama Canal. He rode through the canal on board ship and twice on the railway, I think. Both ways on the railway. Thank you, Rick. Great mug. Now for today's video, I would like to tell you about all the people I met while I was on holiday in England. YouTubers. I left here with a plan to meet about 7 YouTubers. By the time it was over, I had met almost twice that number. So I had 7 by plan. There were 1 or 2 that I hoped to meet, and one notable one that I'd hoped to meet at Crewe on the 8th of June, but unfortunately I didn't manage to meet up with. I spent a day at Crewe at the open house. I think I spent more time looking at faces in the crowd, looking for Jason, than I did looking at the locomotives. And still we didn't meet up. Well, another time, Jason. We will get it together. So, not too much on trains this week. It's going to be mostly about the people I met on my holiday in England. But the last one on the list has requested some shots of Canadian diesels, so we'll round out the video with some shots from Nick Smith. So, see you in a little while. Great coffee. On day 1, we left Paddington westbound on a Class 800. And the first YouTuber we met was Mark from the Western Centurion channel. Okay, so I'm visiting 4 Seasons, the Western Centurion channel. And I'm going to show you Mark's progress. There's the Western Centurion. And that's what the train table looks like. This is why we haven't seen him for a while. There's the drop down section. Right there. And there's the man himself.
Hello!
One day we'll see this railway.
Yes, I will be back.
Underway again. Alright. Next it was Michael Chartres and his fabulous Fulchester layout. Last friend, the shed. I've seen this layout so many times on YouTube that I feel I know it. And here's the man himself, Michael.
How you doing?
Next, Carol and I met Simon from the Simon Pasty channel. We not only saw Simon's layout, but also had a fabulous day on the South Devon Railway. More about that in a separate video. The next day we travelled north and met Peter Shaw and his wife and their grandchildren Arthur and Harry, and had a lovely visit at Chapel End Railway.
Where's how much coming, Harry? How much is over there, isn't it?
Where's over there? Where's going to run past me?
Yeah, right.
After Chapel End, Peter drove us to visit Dave at Dave's Trains, and we had a great afternoon at Manchester South. At the end of that day, we boarded a nodding donkey, went into Manchester, and then trans-Pennine over to York. My next visit was back to Michael, after Carol had left and gone home to Canada. I don't know who this guy was. Next I met Laurie Calvert, near Tower Bridge in London. My third visit with Laurie. Next it was on board a South Western Railway class 450. We were headed southwest. We were off to see Beringer. No, wait a minute, that's not right. Ringwood South? No. No, it was off to see the fabulous Susannah and her new layout Mildenhall. Also on hand was Fred from Wilbury Castle. Fred and Susannah lived quite close to one another.
We got me on steps. And he said, what are you doing?
Me and my beloved
I
food
said, well, I'm at the old station. Maybe a road, I'm not sure. He said, keep the station up. I said, yeah.
That's the one that's on the Walkcrest line.
Turn that into a harbour. He said, then you have somebody put a crane with the toilet. Yeah, so that's what I've done. And I spent days and days cutting stone blocks.
CCTV's old school
Yeah.
Oxford Mark 1 transit vans, like they've got the Castrol.
Yeah, I bought some at the Wilton Model Rail show the other Sunday. I bought
Wilton?
the
Where's that? Is that local?
near Salisbury,
Oh, right.
and I bought the
My
three-wheel.
next visit was to see Graham Foulston and the absolutely fabulous Lakeside Railway.
What this is, apart from that it's a, what do they call them in American Canada? They're not wagons, they are not cars, they're coaches.
Boxcars.
Boxcars. Okay, so this one's got a walk roof thing to it. Walkway. Thank you, David.
You're welcome, Graham.
Santa Fe, yeah. I wonder if there's a limit to what the big boy can haul, we're about to find out, aren't we?
Cool.
Oh, you're a long way off it yet.
Yeah,
I think you go round the circle.
Right, so in here we've got 2. Union Pacific. So that's Union Pacific, big boy. A little bit. Steel wheels. Thank you, David, for re-wheeling. Lastly but not least, another Santa Fe. Brilliant. Oh. The aircon's kicked in.
Okay, now turn the 2 Santa Fe's around and take a look at the other side of them.
Okay, we'll do a minute. Just put that right there. Right. Santa Fe, Santa Fe. El Capitan? Really? The Chief? Cool. How about that? Brilliant. Oh, that's fantastic, David. Thank you so much. That's absolutely brilliant.
At Crewe, I met Richard from New Junction, and the photographer was another Richard from St Michael's Hill. Unfortunately, didn't get a picture with him. The Richards had been a chance encounter, and the next chance encounter was Callum and his fabulous Amiens 1918.
This one was based on World War I. So they come in 1918. It was in World War I. The end, of course, the end of World War I. So that's how it's going now.
New bike one.
Oh yes.
Next on the list was a trip to York to meet Trevor Ledgeway, my second visit with Trevor. So here we are, Trevor and I, sitting in York Station waiting for a train. It's windy and it's cold, and there's not a train to be seen anywhere. York is empty. Trevor doing what he does so well. I met Richard again from New Junction at the Great Central Model Railway event. That was my last outing before heading home. A chance encounter at the Great Central was Mick Smith from Mick's Lakeside Railway. Also at the Great Central was Marcus from Gowerton Parkway, showing Bradwell Point. Accompanying me on most of my travels was my best friend Roy. I've known Roy since I was about 10 years old. We do so much together. And he's also a YouTuber. When I left the UK, I flew to Toronto and met with Sparky 107. Here we are out after dark on the pad for his new railway shed. 45 feet by 13, I think. The next day, Sparky took me to see Ron, 2448 Toyman. We had a great visit there, played with his fabulous railway, and I got a new shirt. Thanks, Ron. I love that shirt. Well, as you can see, I had a very eventful time in the UK. And in Eastern Canada too. I'll put a link in the description to each and every channel from everyone I've met. I thank you all. I had the most terrific time. And because this video is a little long, I didn't include much footage from the layouts, but I do have footage from most of the layouts, and we'll include those in future videos. I hope you've enjoyed this Trains on Tuesday. We're going to finish off with a couple of trains on the CN main line here, shot this morning bright and early. These are for Mick Smith. Enjoy them, Mick. Everyone enjoy them. Please join me again next week for another Trains on Tuesday. Bye for now, everyone.